Before our video today, I wanted to let you know there will be no more special YouTube day. Remember, Mondays were for YouTube. From now on, every weekday is YouTube day. All my episodes, true crime, true heroes, they will all go up on YouTube and Spotify first before social media. My subscribers page will also get them early sometimes. Don't worry, social media posts are not going to stop. You'll still see them here, just a little later than YouTube. Thank you so much for all the support. It means everything. Enjoy the story today. How many coups do you think Nigeria has survived? If your answer is less than 10, you're wrong. Nigeria has lived through coups, counter coups, failed ones, rumored coups, even staged coups, way more than people realize. Where do I even begin? Do you know what? Let's start at the very beginning. January 1966. Nigeria was just 6 years independent. The country was young but already full of political chaos, corruption, ethnic tension. That's when a group of young majors decided to strike. Kaduna Nzogu and his men, they stormed key government houses in the night. Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, gone. Northern Premier Ahmadu Bello, gone. Western Premier Samuel Akintola, gone. Even Finance Minister Festus Okotie Ebo, he didn't survive. It was bloody and it shook the entire nation. But here's the thing, it wasn't a clean takeover. The coup did not fully succeed. Instead, the head of the army, General Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi, he stepped in and he declared himself head of state. 6 months later, another coup, July 1966. Northern officers, they were furious. In their eyes, the January coup had targeted mostly northern leaders. So they struck back. General Ironsi was captured in Ibadan. He was killed alongside his host, Colonel Francis Fajiri. By the time the dust settled, a young officer named Yakubu Gowon was now head of state. That counter coup, it didn't just change the leadership. It set Nigeria on the path to civil war. Fast forward to July 29, 1975. Gowon had ruled for 9 years. He promised democracy, but he kept postponing it, and people were becoming restless. So while Gowon was away at an African summit in Uganda, the military moved again. Murtala Mohammed took over in a bloodless coup. Just like that, Gowon was out. Murtala came in like a whirlwind, bold, fiery. He was determined to clean up corruption. Nigerians loved him. But it didn't last. February 13, 1976, Murtala was on his way to work in Lagos. His car was caught in traffic. Suddenly, an ambush. Lieutenant Colonel Bukar Dimka and his men, they opened fire. Murtala was gone on the spot. Dimka rushed to Radio Nigeria to announce his new government. But this coup collapsed within hours. Loyal soldiers, they fought back and that rebellion failed. Murtala was gone, but his deputy Olusegun Obasanjo took over. And to his credit, Obasanjo kept Murtala's promise. In 1979, he handed power over to civilians. Civilian rule did not last long. December 31st, 1983, corruption and economic collapse under President Shehu Shagari, it gave the army an excuse. By morning, soldiers were in power and the man at the top was Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari came in with strict discipline. His war against indiscipline, it made Nigerians line up for everything. Line up at bus stops. People were so scared to be late to work. His regime was harsh. And just 2 years later, it was over. August 27, 1985, a palace coup. While Buhari was away, his own chief of army staff, Ibrahim Babangida, took over. No blood, no drama. Buhari was simply arrested and now it was Babangida's turn to rule. By 1990, not everybody was happy with Babangida. Major Gideon Oka and his men, they launched a bold coup attempt. They even went on radio to announce that 5 northern states were being cut out of Nigeria. Imagine. They stormed Dodam barracks. That was where Babangida lived, but Babangida luckily escaped through a back route. Loyal soldiers, they regrouped and they crushed the uprising. That coup failed. Oka and many others were executed. Then came 1993. Nigeria held an election June 12, 1993. It was free, it was fair. Moshood Abiola won, but Babangida annulled the result. That decision threw Nigeria into chaos. By August, Babangida stepped aside and he installed Ernest Shonekan as head of an interim government. But everybody knew that Shonekan's government was weak. So 3 months later, November 7, 1993, Defense Minister Sani Abacha, he forced Shonekan out. And it was another coup. quiet but complete. And now Abacha was in charge. Under Abacha, coup plots became a regular headline. In 1995, he accused Olusegun Obasanjo and Shehu Musa Yar'Adua of planning a coup. Many believe it was fake, just a way to silence his critics. Obasanjo was jailed. Yar'Adua later died in prison in 1997. That same year, Abacha's own deputy, General Oladipo Dia, he was accused of trying to kill Abacha. Nigerians watched on TV as Dia begged for his life. Again, people said Abacha staged it. Whether it was staged or not, everybody was terrified during this period. Then in June 1998, before any coup could succeed, Abacha suddenly dropped dead. Officially, it was a heart attack. Unofficially, the rumors were many, okay? General Abdulsalami Abubakar took over, and by 1999, Nigeria finally returned to civilian rule. Since then, no successful coups, but the whispers never stopped. Like in 2004, Obasanjo's government, they said they foiled a plot to shoot down his helicopter. Officers were arrested, some went to trial, but nothing much came of it. During Obasanjo's third-term drama in 2006, coup rumors came again. When President Yar'Adua was sick in 2010, there were whispers that soldiers wanted to take over. They wanted to take charge. Even under Jonathan's government in 2013, the army had to publicly warn his officers to stay away from politics. So none of those coups ever became a reality. So let's count it. 7 successful coups, at least 4 or 5 failed attempts, countless rumors in between. Nigeria has basically lived through decades of men in uniform fighting for power. Some loud, some quiet, some bloody, some staged. And even though we've now had 26 uninterrupted years of democracy, the longest in our history, the shadow of those coups, they still hang over our politics. Did you know about all these coups? And did I leave any out? Because let's be honest, there were countless. Let's just in the comments. Oh, and one more thing. This episode is on both pages, True Crime and True Heroes, because every single coup had its heroes and its villains. I'm not going to decide for you. You can choose who was who in each story. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Please follow me on all my channels. True Crime with Reni, True Heroes with Reni, Reni B. Alfred on Facebook. Thank you.